boys, right? Yeah, 6 boys. And then Rachel had 2. I feel like I always related to the story because I feel like it's me and Samantha. Because Tasha would be my brother from another mother. Tasha would be the one I would go with. I look at it. I mean, Tasha is my sister. I don't see it be, oh, that's my stepsister. Or that's my half sister. What is that? Shut up. If you need blood transfusion, is she going to be your half sister or your sister? I need blood transfusion. I'm about to die. Come here, sister. She's going to become relation to you. You're going to bring her in close. They're going to get a relationship. Come tight, right? Because of the fact that you need something. That was a Joseph. And you had Benjamin. His mom died in childbirth with Benjamin. So the part that I feel bad about with Joseph is that every brother there had a mother. He did not. Also, you feel bad for Benjamin because Benjamin's mother died while having him. So I would question, right? Is it me? Is it me? Was it me? These questions, right? All these questions going around. Was it me? Because the Bible still says what's his name? Jacob did not want to let Benjamin leave, but Joseph was still his favorite. Joseph was his favorite. So to a degree, when Rachel died, so did Jacob. He died just a little. And then the Bible points out that he died really after that. Once Joseph was lost or died in his eyes, he died more after that. And it said, the Bible says he was not the same. Until he saw Joseph again, was not the same. Why? Because that was his favorite. So his favorite was still there, had no mother. Every other brother had no mother. And so that was Joseph was his favorite, but also it makes it easy to be the favorite and connect with him. Why? Because you are his only parent. Everybody else has 2 parents. You are his only parent, and so it's easy to take more to him than you take to the brothers. I could say my father did it, right? My mother died, so my father did it. To me. Am I to blame for this pit that my brothers are putting me in? I have no mother. They all have mothers. I try to explain it to people. Listen. You don't know. Listen. You got parents? So you have no idea what I feel every second of the day. I want a mother to pour into, to say, oh, you're amazing. Thank you for being there for me. Here's a painting. I don't care if it's not even my actual mother. I want somebody to be able to regard like a mother, to love like a mother. I want to be able to say, here's some recipes for you. Let's talk. Let's have mother time, mother-daughter time. Let's go hang out. There's nothing like missing a mother and a father. You have no idea what you're talking about. None. I can't call James. Lois is a lunatic. It's so, he was missing, in essence, he was missing his mother, right? Because his mother died. But then when his mother died, that was the father was in love with that one. That was the only one he wanted to marry. The other ones just came along for the ride. The mother died, Rachel died, so he lost his mother. And when his mother died, his father lost the love of his life. So a piece of his father died too. And from the piece that we keep, from the piece that we have here, I gotta split all these pieces up with other pieces of him. In other words, I don't have a mother, but I only get a piece of a father, and I have to share my piece of this piece that's left with you. You've got a mother. A whole one. And then this piece of a father gets up one day and decides to quote cloak me. And it was that. I'm telling you, because I said, why did they take the coat off of him? It was that coat that I'm telling you, I believe in the bottom of my heart that led them to put him in that pit. See the story different. If he had not had that coat, because they kept mentioning it, and they kept mentioning over and over again to themselves, and I believe Simeon was the leader of those that wanted to kill him. Because they told Reuben at one point, they said, you should be the one with that coat. Why do you give it to him? You should have it. But what you don't realize is it's a coat of many colors, but many colors. Is it worth it? I got many colors in my coat. The many shades of Jamie. You know what side of Jamie you're going to get. It makes me schizophrenic. Be honest with you, come on. It makes me bipolar. Just be honest with you. That's that sickness, but if you guys didn't know I had that sickness, it would be a joke. You can use it for a joke, but it's not funny. All the colors in the coat, right? To represent different types and different personalities, right? Because I'm a brother to Gad, I'm a brother to Asher, I'm a brother to this one, but I'm also motherless, right? What is my identity? I'm a brother to Gad, brother to Asher, brother to Naphtali, right? But I'm also a brother to Reuben, I'm a brother to Simeon, I'm a brother to Levi, I'm a brother to, come on, you know, I don't know all of them, but I meet, like, you know, I'm talking about here, brother to Dan, right? I am a brother to each one of you, right? But I am a brother, like I am with Samantha. We are the only 2 out of 5 kids, not 12, but we are the only 2 that have the same mother and father. So I'm a brother to Benjamin, but I'm a brother to Benjamin in a different way than I'm a brother to you. And I would be a son of Jacob, except I'm a son of Jacob and his favorite. You are the son of Jacob who is a widow. Different content. Is that why you're contentious? Different storyline, different content, right? Because I share a father with you, but the father that I have does not look like the father that you got. And so when they're killing him, they're not killing, I'm sorry, when they're thinking about killing him, when they put him in a pit, right, they put Joseph in a pit, what they're really doing is pitting Jacob. They didn't care about Joseph. Why did he give him that coat? Look at him coming down there with that coat on. I'm telling you, the boys didn't care about Joseph. It was a crazy, illegitimate situation. Kind of like how I feel, illegitimate. It hurts. I'm telling you. Illegitimate means, you know, I'm not legitimate. Yeah, I got God. Yeah, I worship him. Yeah, I'm a child of God. Just like that. Right? It hurts to say that because when I say that, he could easily, in my mind, pull back his ownership of me. So today I be a child, right, adopted, but tomorrow I could be illegitimate. People have that foundation to be able to lean on and to say, I have this. So with that security, I've got a dad that did not walk out of me. So with that security, they can trust a God that they cannot see. They can trust that God, but at the end of the day, that God I cannot see is all I have. Do it like I did it. Be me. Step in my shoes. Do it like I did it. And then tell me how to do it. How to feel. Can you just believe this? Harmony, I woke up this morning. I don't know why I thought about this. She used to tell me this every single Sunday. You are the beloved. And she told me, I think 3 weeks ago when I got a call, she said, don't forget, because she knows a lot about what's really going on here. Not so many people know. She knows a lot about what's really going on here. She said, don't forget, you are one of the beloved. One of the beloved. That's nice. That's nice. That's pretty. That pretty cat coos. That sound right. Like that sound nice. I think I hear beloved and I think David Lewis. Why? Because his name means beloved. David means beloved. Paul tells us we are one in the beloved. But David, Michael means gift of God. So his name means, his first and middle name means beloved and gift of God. So I purposely, at times, call him David Michael. Most of them call him Lewis. But But when I feel like Holy Spirit saying, listen, he had a bad week, or listen, he needs to hear it, listen, he needs to be reminded of it, I call him David Michael to remind him, you are both the beloved and you are a gift of God. And if you don't know what I'm doing, that doesn't matter. I'm pronouncing it over to him. Over him. I'm fighting a battle for him in the spirit. I'm fighting a battle for his self-esteem in the spirit. I'm fighting a battle for his heart in the spirit. So you don't have to know what's going on. I call him David Michael, and I'm fighting a battle on his behalf. Right then and there. Just by saying it. Because the Holy Spirit knows what it is. Right? So when he tells me beloved, I think about a cousin. I do. Beloved. I think beloved is always tied to something else. You are one of the beloved. When she said it to me for the first time, it's so beautiful when she says it, and it sounds like she says it right from the Word of God. But it leaves me wondering what comes after beloved. Anyone, come on, his name is David Michael Lewis. So anyone that is beloved and gift of God. My name is Jamie Hargis. So that means supplanter, ambassador, and gift of God, and representative and gift of God. So understand, right? So I'm waiting for something to come after the beloved, but do I need it? I don't know. Because I broke it down like I do everything else, and I said, beloved, right? And you see 1 John 4:7-8, beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God. Now that's not a nice way to end that scripture, right? But when I'm saying that scripture, I feel like I'm on a cloud just riding along. Beloved, let us love one another. Then I ask you whether you feel like you are the beloved, and say, beloved, that's your name. I said, but my beloved brethren, be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. I just automatically feel like I'm a child of God when you say beloved. But I think David. I think 5 smooth stones. I think Goliath. I think a giant, right? Goliath might not be my giant, but I definitely have one. I think same God. I think same yesterday, today, forevermore. I think beloved. When I have beloved, what that tells me is somebody in this circle is love. And you tell me I am of the beloved, I am the beloved, then what that tells me is even if I don't feel loved, I can choose to be loved. Beloved. I told David Michael, I said, your name means beloved. I said, even when you don't feel like it, be loved. Be it. Be in confidence of this very thing. Be it. Get yourself together and be it. Maybe want to fight. Be it. That's why I don't got no Valentine's. That's no little Valentine's Day. Be it. You always growling at people. That's my character. Beloved, it sounds like something so beautiful, but beloved makes me want to fight. Because it sounds like a beloved. And then it's always tied to something you should do, something you should know. And if you don't know it, then you need to know at the very least that you are the beloved. And if you don't know that you are the beloved, right, give you the command and tell you this belongs to you and that belongs to you and God has you and you've got grace. Telling you all these things are useless because you won't take hold of them. You don't believe it. If you can't believe you are loved by God, when God is love, that's what 1 John 4:7-8 says. Then it says, beloved, let's love one another. For love is of God, and everyone that loves is born of God, and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God. For God is love. If God is love, and you don't know that you're loved by God, Bible says you know it's not God. Bible says you know it's not God. That's 1 John 4:7-8, right? Bible says you know it's not God, for God is love. So if you don't know love, be loved. But if you don't know that you love, figure it out. But if you can't figure it out and you don't know that you love, you're supposed to just know it. If you don't know that you love, then you don't got God. It's born of God and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. Beloved, let us love one another. 1 John 4:7-8. You can sing it, but do you know it? Beloved is always attached to something. So I know I feel like the beloved gives you my beloved brethren. Be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for anger does not produce the righteousness of God. Thank you, Pastor David. With that, I need to know that I am beloved and I'm a brethren. You are the beloved. You are beloved in the brethren. I have to know that I'm beloved in the brethren. Because, Pastor David automatically assumed that I will be able to be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger, right? For anger does not produce the righteousness of God. I'll be able to receive that teaching. The only thing is, he doesn't know. I don't know if I'm beloved. I've lost so many people. Can I be loved? Seriously, if Lois gave birth to me, she gave birth to me. It's hard for me to even realize. I can't swallow that. I don't believe it. I look at her, she looks exactly like me. I still don't believe it. Rumor has it, she gave birth to me. And she could beat me the way that she did. I must be damaged goods. Or just damaged. You know how my story works? Because I always have a smile. For the most part, I am a happy, joyful person. I'm stupid joyful. It's like I get on people's nerves. I'm so joyful. Jamie, you ain't that happy. They used to tell me that all the time in Jersey. Don't get angry at me. I walk in, hi, Jamie, you're not that happy. All the time you smiling. Stop that. Sit down somewhere. Shut up. Turn your smile off. It's too bright. You can't see. You blocking all the stuff. You blocking the pews. You can't see. Your teeth. Just happy. My story works because when I tell people, I wish they could see it. The pain is pain. I'm decapitated. My head is not attached. She severed my spine. Now, it may be attached to tendons or other places, but it's not attached to where it should be, in the back, where the spine is. She severed my spine. If I tell people, if I tell you I'm decapitated because Lois beat me, right? I don't have parents. Nobody wants me. And I mean nobody, right? And the people I want, there are people that I want, but the people that I want, it hurts so much. Because they don't want me. It's one thing if you have parents, so you have a stable, balanced way. Well, I know if my dad was here, he would say, do this, right? You have something to lean on. They say, no man's an island. I'm not married, and I didn't have parents. Apparently, something wrong. Apparently, wow. My story is crazy. And I have to see it this way because I am in agony. And nobody knows it. I'm in agony, but I know how to smile. I've been through a lot, so being in agony, that's like whatever. That's like eating a banana. It's nothing. It's like I wake up thinking, I want a dad. I go to sleep thinking, I want a mom. Ugly cries, nasty self. Sure. I still have feelings. I still feel like I'm missing things. I still feel like I should have things that I don't have. And I should know things that I don't know. I should know how to keep house. And I get mad at myself every time there's a scrap on the floor. They call it OCD. Every time there's a scrap on the floor, or my table isn't perfect, or there's something on the tablecloth, Jamie, you put the tablecloth on there so we'll catch the scraps. Yes, when scraps hit my tablecloth, it drives me insane when there's something on the tablecloth. I feel like I have to change my tablecloth 5 times a day. I don't, but I should know how to keep house, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. A mother teaches you that, and I don't know that. I have all the natural markings of not having parents, but I have the real markings of not having parents because I don't know things that I should know. And yes, do I believe that I'm not married because of the fact that I did not have a father that taught me that I do not have to secure myself. I do not have to secure me, take care of me, because I did not have that father that would take me to the father-daughter dance and treat me So I think that's why I'm not married. Yes. Because somebody wants to come into your life, they want to take care of you. They want to treat you, right? They want to love you. And I always feel like, right, I used to, I'm learning, but I always feel like I gotta take care of everybody. That's cute. Except if you're taking care of him and he wants to take care of you, who's being loved? The way a man loves, gives love, right? Real love is by taking care of you. If you are taking care of yourself, then what that tells him is that you don't need him. And a man needs to be, well, two things, respected and needed. My story works. Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. That checks out. Why? Why does my story work? Because I'm an extreme. No parents and no husband. Pain. Right? Heart pain, emotional pain is bonkers. It's crazy, right? But wait, we ain't done. Extreme. Art, poetry. I'm nationally acclaimed for art, but I'm not just nationally acclaimed for poetry. I'm international for poetry. That was before I came here. I've been everywhere doing poetry. So you got this poetry and this art that's based on God and based on who He is. And there's nowhere in the world that I should be connected to God or have any of the things that I have, right? These are gifts. I did not go to art school. I still cannot hold a paintbrush. I still can't. I shake like I got Parkinson's. I have to use my left hand to brace, to paint, to move my right arm up and down. I didn't know that was a thing. I was just doing it because I was exhausted. I didn't know that was a thing. Kirk was like, don't you ever paint for 19 hours straight. He's like, you have fibromyalgia and your muscles are exhausted. You're going to end up in a nursing home again. Can't hold the paintbrush. So I can't paint. So everything you see from me is poured on the board. Because I can't paint. Never learned how. God said paint, so I do it. But I can't paint. Never learned how. Don't know what I'm doing. Don't have no clue. So I just make things. I can't talk, right? So I didn't have a mother or father to teach me how to talk. So I took out of my, like Tarzan, right? I can't formulate the words, right? So in communicating with you, I made sure I communicate with the landlord. I did not hurt her feelings. Because when I communicate with you, I hurt people's feelings because I'm blunt. And so I speak exactly what I'm thinking without filtering anything. If I don't like hair, I'm going to tell you, I don't like your hair. Because of my coke. Because my coat was put on me. I was cloaked. Something just came out, right? The parents aren't there. I got these gifts, and I just came out to God put me in the middle of this. I said, why would you have me be born to this? If you knew this was going to happen, why would you have me be born to them too? They're crazy. Lord supposedly can't help herself. She hates James, but she's still married to him. She changed her name, but she's still married to him. They haven't seen each other as far as I know in 30 years, but she's still married to him. It's like the two become one flesh, but why would you keep your flesh, your toes, your neck? I don't want my neck to see you. Why would you keep yourself attached to something that don't want you? He left you. She stayed attached to him so that she can beat me for what happened. Get it? Holy Spirit showed me a couple days ago. She stayed attached to him so that she could beat me for what happened. Why? It's very hard to blame somebody for something if you've forgiven and given it over to God. If she had forgiven James and given him over to God, she thought because I was his princess. You know, I said something about if I take her and take her away, and he will, for Jamie, he will follow us. He didn't follow us, and so she beat me. Tasha wasn't his child, so she beat me for it. You did this. He raped Tasha over and over again. Tasha wasn't a child, so she beat me. But you know if you have forgiven someone, right? If for doing something, because you are not blaming anybody. If you guys hear something, bam, 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 that's Lindsay kicking the walls again. But you know if you have forgiven somebody for something, right? Because here's the thing, you won't blame anybody. Did I do it? Yes. Let's look at the situation, right? With all the people, just like we did with Jacob and Joseph. Let's look at it for real, right? Because if I want to forgive Lois, I can't talk to her, but I have to put myself in her oversized, angry shoes, right? So let's look at this thing. Did I do it? Yes. Just like is Lindsay doing what she's doing right now? Yes. But the grace of God. I think, oh my Lord, she's doing it, but I tell myself immediately, there's no period in the sentence. Oh my Lord, look what she's doing, but the grace of God. Oh my Lord, she's doing this, but she's got grace. Immediately it just comes out, it follows, right? She's got grace. I mean, I heard it sound like she threw a brick at something, threw a brick at the wall. But I said, it's not my wall to be concerned with. Why? Because it's taking place on her side of the apartment. She's got grace. She wouldn't have grace with Casey. But as far as I'm concerned, me giving her grace benefits me. Now, that comes from totally forgiving somebody. And I'm going to forgive her not just for what she's done, but what she's going to do. She will continue to do things. Let's just not be dense, right? We're dealing with somebody that does not have purpose, right, for their life. I would do things too. Let's be honest. Come on, all this energy in me, and I did not have God, I would be angry. And I have been angry. Because I know I cannot go back to the way I was living. No parent or not. I ain't going back to Jersey. I was angry and nasty because I was disabled. They said I was not able. Disabled means you're not able. So if I'm disabled, I need something to do. I had nothing to do. She has nothing to do. She's here all day. She just has to kick my walls. She's angry. But she's got grace. Angry with grace. Two mothers are like that. Angry with grace. I don't know why she's kicking it. She's special. But angry with grace. You don't have to do anything, right, to bring on the anger. But a person can be angry with grace. As a matter of fact, I need to be angry with grace. Because when anger steps, angry says, be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. For anger does not produce the righteousness of God. If I am angry and I act out in anger, the only thing that can save me after my breastplate falls off of me, the only thing that can save me is grace. So I need to be angry with grace. Some of us turn it though. We are angry people with grace. God gives us grace. And we do angry with grace. But we flip it. And what does it become? Angry with grace. Because I'm angry with grace. Becomes I'm angry with grace. Grace didn't do what I thought it should do for me. I'm angry with grace. And now that you know I'm a Christian, what does she do? She kicks my walls because she's angry with grace. She's sad. She's upset. She didn't get what she thought she should get. Not knowing me, I understand. I've been through it. Angry with grace. I was angry because I was like, why is she still here? She's driving me crazy. It's going to take a year. I said I knew Casey wasn't going to do anything, but if she said outright, she said this will take up to a year. I got money from her basically, and I want to keep it. So this will take up to a year. Let's just buckle down and get through it. Let's. But anytime anything happens, if I say the wrong word, she is a Pharisee. But let's get through this. Let's buckle down. So I'll take it. I'm going to take it with pride. Because if a sinner knows that I'm a Pharisee, I got so upset at first. I said, why she call me a Pharisee? Everybody always call me a Pharisee. Lord, she said, you're so heavenly minded, you're earthly good. God said, don't spread yourself too thin. Jamie, if everybody got kicked out the church, Jamie, and you be kicked out the church, who's left in the church, Jamie? You got to be able to run the church the right way. I mean, literally, like, all grown up, everybody's always called me a Pharisee. Said, Jamie, you're all about the Bible. They're correct. But this lady don't know nothing about me. I ain't talking to her. Let's be best friends. She'll know that. She'll know nothing about me. And she called me a Pharisee. She complained because she said, well, they are upset upstairs because your blogs are too loud, and he's upset downstairs because your blogs are too loud. Look at her like, so? Oh, really? I'm thinking so. The biggest problem you have with somebody in this world is their blogs, that Christian blogs that they do are too loud. If she's drenching my ceilings falling every week. The tile is falling like rain, messing up my artwork, messing up your ceilings. So now you got an abundance of mold. She's kicking walls and acting like she's crazy. Setting fires in the closet. If she's doing these things, and your biggest problem with me is that I do Christian blogs and they're too loud. I told her when I was on Johnson Street, the one, she said, is there anything you talk to me about? I said, the one thing I need you to know is for about 2 hours out of the day, I do blogs, and I do it just like this. I'm not here all the time screaming to Jesus. Sometimes I do. Because sometimes there are walls that I need to shout down in my own life. And I do it so that you guys can know how to shout walls down in your life. But if the biggest problem you have with me is that I'm doing my blogs for Jesus and they are too loud, then praise the Lord. You remember that? Jamie's one, maybe going on 2. I don't think so though, because I wasn't talking. I didn't really talk to us 2 anyway. But Jamie's 1 at this point. And we're at the church, we're at Trinity Baptist Church, because Lois used to alternate. She was the Pentecostal Baptist, because she wanted us to learn both. I don't understand that, but it's nice that she thought of us. But apparently the pastor and the pastor's wife, they were our pastors, but they were my godparents. So Lois sat in the front of the church. Front, middle, this huge church.